Hey, hi, fellow old farts. How you doing? Welcome here. We got quite a show today. Uh, yeah, I know we got a few people in here waiting, and I'm sure we're gonna jump in here soon and get quite a few more. So I don't know if this week in Las Vegas has just been a little hectic and very exciting, and obviously the in the drone world, the Avata 2 is kind of got everyone's attention, and it seems like they were able to truly listen to every complaint that we had about the Avata 1. I was never an Avata 1 owner, so they didn't hear any complaints from me, but I understand there was a lot of issues, and so far, almost everyone that I'm communicating with tells me they fixed everything, and it's a much better piece of equipment. And so I'm sure tempted to drop a few dollars on one myself, and that's going to happen at some point in time, I'm sure. But today, um, we were able to go out to the NAB show. I actually got to spend 2 days there. Hi guys, I just saw Brian just jumped in. Phil's in. All right, Phil, good to see you again. Ah, man, and Captain Joe and CT Pirate's been here. So anyway, got to spend 2 days at the NAB show, the National Association of Broadcasters, and it is one of the only shows that DJI makes a pretty good sized presence at the show, and really kind of brings probably 50, 60 people, and sets up a phenomenal booth that has a place where people can get their hands on stuff. In fact, one of our fellow old farts, Don Hill, here in Las Vegas, he got to fly the Avata through the gates. They had a little course, which you'll see here in just a few minutes here. But anyway, we had a great time, and I want to tell you one more thing: is that I was able to. I don't know if. Let me see if I can bring this up really quick here. Um, I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with Louisa Winters. I am a fanboy of Louisa Winters. I know some of you, a year ago she was on the show a few times, and but we had anyway. I was able to. Let me pull this screen up here, and this is Louisa's page. This is her. Louisa is one of the probably premier trainers for everything Adobe, for sure. But in addition to that, she also has produced multiple video courses for everything from, mostly. She also likes dogs too, of course. But here, if you want to be a certified in After Effects, she has the course for you, and most of her stuff is free. A lot of it's free out here, and I mean, she just has. She's an industry person. I happen to know that she also she gets hired by the federal government to fly drones for the federal government inside of Washington D.C. So anyway, I got to share a little bit of time with her yesterday, and we got to have lunch, And this is Luisa's post this morning, and she's certainly been an advocate for old farts, and she certainly does not want us to alter the name or anything for women. She said, we're proud to be old farts. And I think you're going to hear from Audrey today. She's proud to be an old fart too. So we're really going to make this a great thing here. But without further ado, I want to introduce my NAB partner in crime and my chauffeur for NAB, and getting to be a really good friend here, Tom Dowling. Hi, Tom. Welcome.
Hey, Bob. How are you? Hey, everyone in the chat. Great to see everyone joining us now. Yes, I chauffeured Bob and Audrey around. That's a unique experience. I'll clue you into that later. But trying to herd these two around NAB is a task in itself. Okay, because it's if they don't know you, they're going to get to know you. So they start and they talk to everyone.
Oh, we had a great time.
But we had a phenomenal time. And boy, was DJI welcoming, huh? Meeting everybody from DJI. I've met several people already, but, that show opened up another portion of that world to me. So that was a great time. And we've had a pretty busy week, huh, Bob?
Oh, boy. It's been full. I'm sure, a lot of people are, we're excited about the new drone release, but, it just seems to be, I'm actually trying to be retired, and there's stuff I can't get done here. There's too much stuff to do, it's crazy. So, anyway,
what was that flying by? Oh my God! There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been busy.
Cool.
We've been busy.
Yep. So, in addition to DJI, yesterday was a really special day for Insta360, and I'm going to take a few minutes right now here to share the introduction, and I was able to talk with Mike, and I always mispronounce his name, and he always corrects me. But he's the vice president of marketing for Insta360.
Yeah, we met Mike. Yes,
he's a big supporter of Old Farts with Drones, and he's also soon to be a big supporter of the Vegas Drone Meetup. And we are proud as hell to get associated with this. This latest, stuff, if you haven't already seen or heard of, it's an 8K 360 camera and an entirely new set of software to edit it. That's just spectacular. And what it's
amazing. The X4. The Insta360 X4. So why don't you go ahead and run that, Bob?
Okay, here we go.
Had a great interview with him.
This is good. Here. All right. This is not too long, but enjoy this.
Who is this? Okay. There we go. Ready?
Ready. I'm ready. Hi, fellow old farts. Hey, I'm with can you hear it okay?
Michael.
Yeah, we hear it good.
Shaboon. It's okay.
All right, that's okay.
Answer all the time.
It's okay. Michael is the VP of marketing here for Insta360, and today is a special day. Obviously, Insta360 released an 8K version, the 4X. Michael, tell us about it.
Yeah, so we are so excited about this camera. This has been years in the making, and it is the first time we've upgraded the resolution on the X series since the entire time the product line has been around. Wow. And 8K is so important when you're taking your content and you're reframing it. So now for the first time, you're going to be able to extract what looks like single lens natively recorded camera out of the 8K. you'll be able to pull about 3K resolution out of the 8K.
Sure.
And so now you'll be able to mix this with your traditional single lens cameras. You don't need to sacrifice on quality anymore to get access to innovative 360 features like the invisible selfie stick, reframing, stabilization, things like that.
Wow.
And so now this is kind of your one-stop shop. And the whole theme with the X4 has been not necessarily adding cutting-edge new features, but really honing in on all of the existing features and making them much better. So we've doubled the frame rate on the 5.7K mode that you've all been used to on the X3. So now you can do 5.7K 60. We've increased the resolution on the high frame rate, so we're up to 4K 100.
Yeah.
And we've also added a new encoding system with H.265, which compresses the files to make them more manageable and makes them look way better.
265 has always been, you know, the kind of the Apple version of compression that's better.
Exactly.
You know,
and we've re-engineered the audio algorithm. We've added more ruggedness on the outside. We've added probably the most in-demand feature of the last 4 years, which is screw-on lens protectors. So you can see the lenses here have these little notches where you can add lens protectors on them. And there's 2 versions of them. So now every single camera that gets purchased has a lens protector in the box already, free of charge. And there's also a premium lens guard version that has more durable glass, more clear glass.
Does that open the door for ND filters?
So we actually have a digital ND filter that we've added called Motion ND. And it essentially eliminates the need to use a piece of hardware ND where you could just do it all in app now.
Oh my goodness.
And that's the brilliance of Insta360 is we are, at the end of the day, a software company. And so what other companies have to do in hardware, we can do in software.
Right. Right now, I watched your video just now about tracking. And tracking is, of course, like like the key word here. Everybody wants to be able to, you know, track an image and track a subject through a video, you know.
I put this camera through the paces. I went to a butterfly sanctuary and I just took my selfie stick with the X4 on it, and I was trying to follow a butterfly, which is the most complicated thing ever because it can fly in any orientation, any direction, and it's tiny, right?
Yeah.
So to get close enough to it is already hard enough. And I pulled up a clip on my phone and I touched a couple of buttons and I was able to track that butterfly as it was flying around. And to me, the genius part about it is like you can there's a lot of tracking software that can track fixed objects, but if that object is changing shapes and directions and flying, and our tracking software is dynamic and it's able to keep up with more dynamic changing objects without losing them.
Amazing.
It's awesome.
Just amazing. It's truly, you know, I think we're seeing the evolution of video, period. You know, I mean, video is moving forward. Insta360 is, you know, you've been on the forefront so far, and now I think you're cutting extremely new ground here that it's going to be copied by everybody in the future.
It means you're doing something right. You know,
I think so.
We like to look at ourselves as a company that's bridging the gap between hardware and software, which a lot of camera manufacturers in the past neglected. You can make a really nice looking lens or a really great camera with great resolution, but if you can't make it easy for users to use on the back end in post, then it's going to be challenging and only a certain amount of people are going to be able to use it. But with an Insta360 camera, anybody can use it regardless of skill set. If you've ever used the camera or not, it's fairly simple.
Yeah, it's kind of a point and shoot, you know, high quality video is what it is. I mean, besides being 360 and then being able to re-edit that 360 any way you want.
Totally, and it really gives you the best of both worlds too. Like if you're used to shooting with a single lens camera, you can shoot at 4K 60 with either one of these lenses. So you get you know all the benefits of a 360 camera, but then you also get what you've been used to using for 20 years now, which is, you know, a single lens camera that has digital capture format. So this is really an engineering feat. You know, it's a 5th generation product, and it shows because there's been so many improvements made in it. The battery life has improved by 67% on this thing. So you're able to record up to 135 minutes of continuous recording just on one battery. Over 2 hours on one battery.
Wow. Oh, that's excellent. You know, for events and things like that, you know, kind of thing.
Or if you're just out in the field and you don't have extra batteries and you can't charge or whatever. So this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many more features of this camera that I haven't mentioned. And if you guys want to learn more about it, you can go to insta360.com, or you can follow up Insta360 on social at Insta360, and you'll get tons of content samples and education materials on there. And if you want to purchase one, they're available for sale today, and at $499. So it's a really reasonable price.
A little bit bump from the X3, the 3X.
A little bit bump.
Not much, but a lot more camera.
Well, there's a new AI chip in here. There's a redesigned camera body. There's more advanced hardware. There's
it's excellent.
The included lens guards. So it more than makes up for the difference. In my opinion.
Old farts will be very happy about this. Let me tell you.
Get your wallets,
you know.
Old farts.
Thank you all. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate the time, and you know, I mean, Insta360 has always been a supporter of Old Farts with Drones. This is my second interview with Michael here, and we have just really had a warm, great, fuzzy relationship here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Always great to see you, and look forward to the next one.
All right. Thank you all. See you all soon. Bye-bye now. Wonderful.
Well,
yay.
So, well, Bob, I gotta say, you know, being able, you know, I got to talk to Mike at length, and really genuine individual there, great company.
He really is. Yeah, I was.
And the things that they've done. Okay, so a couple of things: the deep focus, which is what he was mentioning, tracking that butterfly, and the motion ND. Now, of course, with a 360 camera. Okay, remember, you'll get that banding sometimes, right? Because you have a different direction to the sun, so light bends slightly different. But with that neutral ND, that motion ND, it kind of makes it seamless now.
It does.
Okay? And that deep focus, being able to track. You know, the great thing about the X Series camera and being an owner of an X Series camera is being able not to worry about it and enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
and that's
knowing
a great
that
thing.
the camera is doing its job.
It's doing its job, and then I can go into post and frame and post. Not only can I frame and post, but I can also frame two different shots from the same timeline in post. Okay, so my reaction to what I'm seeing, I mean, that you know, how could you even have thought of this, right?
Yeah.
Now with those screw-on, you know, we used to get stuck using those plastic lens protectors because, I mean, out of the box, day one, I scratched my lens on my
glass, and they have an optional heavy-duty glass.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're running this thing through mud and dirt and sand and everything else, I mean, seawater and all that.
Well, they have an underwater kit for this.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome, and you know, you don't have. I mean, it just seamlessly merges across those two cameras, but also it knows right away when you bring it into post that it has to apply a filter to it because it was underwater. So it was like instantaneous. So no, great company, and you know what? Of course, while we were there, we plugged our November meetup, and they are very excited about being part of it. So
it's looking fine.
Yeah.
All right.
And
so
by the way, Stevie, we're representing.
This is the Stevie Bronx tribute show here. Thank you, Stevie.
This is, you know, Steve's paying for ad time here. Okay.
Yes, he is. Yes.
He's paid for it tenfold over in French. Stevie,
if you don't know Stevie, Capture Life Connection. If you don't know Stevie Bronx's channel, you got to go to Stevie Bronx's channel and understand what a talent artist that man is.
Talented artist, a great family man, and all around genuine individual. Just being able to fly with Stevie while I was on the East Coast, we always had a good time. And you know, we're dragging Stevie's rear end out here. With the family in November, so
you're going to get to fly in Nevada with Stevie Bronx. You know,
I don't know how we're going to compete going forward. Then, Bob, you know, I mean, our footage isn't going to count for much after that.
So we also got to talk to DJI. I have to tell you, this is, I think for most people, it's kind of a rare event when you actually get to, have a conversation with this company. And, most of our conversation with DJI is about a repair or buying something, or where's my how soon is my drone coming back to be from being fixed, and how do I send you my flight records? And most of us, that's our normal conversation with DJI. And and currently with the legal situation with DJI and this thing, which boy, I heard a lot of encouraging words from many people about, that they are getting a lot of responses all throughout all of Congress from people like ourselves who are, saying, listen, you can't just pull this rug out from under many thousands and thousands of small businesses and many hobbyists. You just can't do that.
And many public safety providers,
Yes,
many
and
first
public
responders,
safety
right?
people,
Yeah.
and especially rural police departments and fire departments
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
can't afford $80,000 a drone, but they can afford $10,000 a drone. And I mean,
less,
this
yeah.
is it is truly hopefully a dead issue, but we definitely, please continue to
Speak up.
speak up, continue to ask everybody to participate here. So
Just realize if they take away your drone, this is next.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So
every one of
be
these
careful.
Manufactured in.
Be careful sitting back on your
Yes.
rear end.
Yes.
You gotta speak
your
up.
computer's next, your TV set, your refrigerator, your washer and dryer. I mean, we can go on.
Everything will get more expensive tenfold. I mean, so be careful with the xenophobic approach that some are trying to take.
So, getting back to DJI, over the course of the last year of communicating with DJI, both for the legal reasons and the public relations department of DJI, they were able to set me and Tom both up with a VADA developer who, I mean, when do you get to talk?
Oh, I was in my glory, Bob. I was in my glory.
I mean, it is truly an interesting time. Yeah. But so pay attention. There's going to be some background noise. They lifted it up in Inspire 3 right behind us. And I'm recording this with a Pocket 3 and the Mic 2. And when you hear how good you can still hear us with an Inspire 3 2 feet away from us running, you'll be amazed. I truly do. So here we go. Let's get this up. I'm just about ready here to start talking with Donovan Davis. Okay, here's my window I'm looking for. And if you're ready, here we go.
No, but I mean, if we want to talk about the Avata.
Oh, I thought I had it queued up there. Why is it not playing? Hello? It's playing.
Technology is amazing.
It's playing, but you're not seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Well, while Bob is working that out, I can say, I mean, we had
it.
Yeah, you do what you have to do, and
okay.
I'll fill in for you. But Yeah, we got to speak to Donovan. Bob will get that video up soon. Again, we got to meet quite a few people from DJI, and all of them were a pleasure to talk to. You know, that was also an event where they had a big rollout for the Ronin 4D and some new features there. They had a subway car mock-up, a full subway car, where they were bringing jib cranes in with the Ronin system. The Inspire 3 was hovering inside the cage with the lens just a mere 1.5 to 2 inches off the ground, and it did not move. I mean, it was rock solid. Then we got to look at all the various lenses that are available for that camera.
Amazing.
I mean, it was amazing. You know, what that Inspire 3 platform is capable of and what it's done for cinematographers. It's hard to comprehend. And when I got to see, you know, being a Nikon guy, and, you know, unfortunately I had to walk around with Audrey touting her Canon. Okay, but
Audrey is a Canon devotee.
Yeah, she's oh man, she's over the top. But you know, when I got to see the amount of glass and the flexibility that's available for that platform, yeah, I was blown away. So, you know, DJI has their fingers in a lot of things, and another thing that they had.
Territory.
Good.
You ready to go, Bob?
Almost here. I'm trying to get
One
the cue
thing
here.
that you know, they want us to be able to be out there filming all the time and using our gear all the time. They've also come out with a power unit that you'll be seeing very soon. Okay, so that we can charge our batteries and keep flying out there. Now, I don't think it's going to cut down on the number of batteries I'm going to buy, but you know,
it might. I mean, if it charged it like in the time that it takes,
RJ,
it could,
yeah,
you know. But I mean, it's
yeah. I'm waiting for the batteries, additional batteries to be released for the Avata 2.
All right, let's try this again.
Let's give it a shot.
Hello, fellow old farts. Hey, it's Bob here. I'm on the floor at NAB here, and I'm talking with Donovan Davis, who's a spokesman from DJI here. Hi, Donovan.
Hey, nice to meet
How's
you.
everything?
Everything's going great so far.
Good. Well, how do you like Las Vegas?
You know, I come here once a year, exactly for this reason. So yeah, it's familiar territory.
Good.
I always enjoy myself.
Good.
Yep.
Good. So, as most of you already know, the Avata 2 just came out this week, earlier this week. And I know that my cameraman here, Mr. Tom Dowling here, has already had his out at the dry lake bed in Jean, Nevada.
Okay.
It's a beautiful spot to do there. Okay. And so tell us, Donovan, what do you think this is going to change? How is this going to change our drone industry here? What's going to happen here?
Well, I don't know how much it'll change the industry at large, but what I can say is the really exciting thing about Avata 2 is that the new easy acro mode. So for those of you that are wondering what that actually is, what it allows is novice or beginner pilots to actually experience acrobatic flight using only a few quick control inputs. So as opposed to the older version of Avata, which was designed more about taking a novice pilot from fully controlled GPS flight all the way up into manual flight, right?
Right.
So this new feature allows it so that even a beginner pilot is able to do flips and rolls and drift moves, stuff that has taken me as an FPV pilot many years to perfect. Now, a new pilot will be able to actually experience that right out of the box in 5 minutes.
So learning acro is no more
no
like
longer
a
necessary.
multi-month process.
Or a year, depending on how quick you learn.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have quite a few of our senior citizens who are flying,
Sure.
kind of thing, and I'm always fascinated when they are learning acro and doing great. I know one of our moderators, his name is Kevin Tolley. Kevin, are you out there? He's turned into a phenomenal acro. You know, he's got like an 80-acre farm in the north of Florida there to practice in. So anyway, so tell us what else. Why is this monster sitting here?
So that's the Inspire 3, which we released last year.
At the show.
At the show, yep.
Yep.
And we have monitors set up all the way around the booth so that people can actually see the full frame HD transmission through the air.
Gotcha.
So you're getting a picture through the actual radio here, the true real-time live full HD video transmission of the Inspire 3. And I think they're actually about to fly.
They're going to take this off right now. Oh, good. We get to watch this go. Good. So how about this Integra 3? Is that taking off? Is that selling well right now?
Oh, you mean the new goggles?
No, this.
Oh, the Inspire 3.
Yeah. Inspire 3. Yes.
Yeah, we can't keep them in stock. They're selling incredibly well. I mean, this drone is the evolution of aerial cinematography. And so, you know, the Inspire, this is the third iteration, obviously, the Inspire series. And each iteration, we've taken feedback from our pro partners and users in the field and improved upon the design each time. So this iteration, I've actually been working on this drone for about 3 years now.
Wow.
And the biggest upgrades and updates that we made is the HD FPV camera, which is now mounted on the front of the drone. So at the point that the last Inspire was released, video transmission technology had not really caught up with what we wanted to do with it. So now you've got full HD on the FPV cam, you've got full HD on the pilot cam, but the level of confidence that I have flying this drone, knowing that I'm not going to have a video dropout, I'm not going to have breakup, I can actually fly this drone with full FPV confidence. I'm willing to do precise flying, tight gaps, underneath, over, and I never would have done that before this generation. Absolutely.
Normally not take.
Yeah. And on the display, I've got my FPV camera view, and I've got the full HD camera display. So I can reference back and forth in a larger or smaller window. I can see what the A camera's filming while I'm flying my FPV. But the great thing about FPV is it's fixed to the front of the drone. So you're getting a cockpit view. You're never confused about your orientation. I mean, you feel like a pilot in a pilot seat, and that also gives you another level of confidence.
What about flying with goggles?
So you can fly with goggles. It's not really the way that this drone is designed. This drone is more about like piping it out to a large production monitor for directors, cinematographers. But you could fly this with goggles. Our goggles are not cross-compatible with Inspire 3. I don't know if they will be because this is obviously a much higher-end drone. The goggles compatibility now is backwards with Air 3 and Mini 4 Pro. So you're able to use goggles and you're able to use the new motion controller with both of those drones. But at this point, if you wanted to do goggles with this, you could do it with our older generation goggles just through the HDMI. So there are people that do that. For me, I'm so used to having a monitor and a radio that's what I'm focused on, that I don't know that I would even want to try to fly Inspire 3 goggles, but you could if you really wanted to.
It would be an interesting experience.
That's for sure,
You know, of course, you know. I know one of our members in the Old Farts is a Hollywood cinematographer.
Sure.
Okay, William Jason is his name. He also created the NAV mount system.
Oh,
okay, that's him and his father were. His father was a metal crafter.
Okay.
And they did the original on that. So we've had a couple cinematographers grace us with stuff there. So let's talk about the Avata.
Okay.
What happened here? Why is there an Avata 2?
Got it. So you're getting a huge sensor upgrade. That's like for the camera nerd side of it. That's the thing that they're going to focus on. Is it now? It has a sensor now that is the same sensor that's in the newest generation of Action and Pocket. So you're getting increased low light capabilities. But being that the drone also is flown using goggles, that also gives the pilot a the ability to fly in much darker, shadowy areas. So that sensor is not only for the footage you're capturing, but it also increases the experience when you're actually flying the drone. So the flight time has been improved. If you look at the actual,
is that right?
Yeah, and if you actually look at the design of the Avata 2, it's a little more streamlined. One of my favorite things about Avata 2 is the USB port has been moved to the side of the drone, which I know a lot of folks really wanted that. Yeah, exactly. You're not moving a propeller out of the way and trying to get that in there anymore. So that was something that I was personally very, very happy to see in this generation. And beyond that, it's really like the ethos behind Avata, the first generation and the second generation, is pretty much the same.
Okay.
It's about the experience of flight, right? So similar to DJI FPV, which was our original FPV drone that we released.
Right.
The reason why
we call the potato.
Right, called the potato. It's got a lot of nicknames.
Or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I personally worked on that drone for 18 months, so I love that drone. But the Avata was kind of a different perspective that to try to make flying available to literally everybody, right? So the reason why it has protected props, the reason why it's built in a way that anybody can pick it up and fly it, like that's what the motion controller is really about, right?
Yes.
Like a lot of veteran pilots, they don't really like the motion controller because they're so used to a Mode 2 radio, right? Like stick controls.
Yeah.
But if you try to teach somebody who's never flown before and you hand them a radio, there's a learning
Inspire
curve,
3
right?
is
You hand them that
flying a
motion
few feet
controller
behind
and
us.
Put on the goggles, they're flying in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's, that's
with old farts.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't grow up with a game controller in our hands.
Right.
You know, the kids today, they're 3 years old, they got a game controller, We didn't grow up like that. So it's a learning curve for us. All right, let's take a look here. We have the Inspire up in the air.
You can see he's about
an inch off
the deck there.
My goodness.
This is Jose, he's one of our very talented pilots. He's flying right now. And just to give you an idea, this is indoors, right? Sure. So we're not really relying on GPS or GNSS or RTK inside. This is really the vision positioning system, using the vision positioning system to hold our orientation. And you can see how rock solid the drone is. Like there's almost no fluttering and no movement in there.
Yeah.
And that is really the technology, how far the technology has evolved. So you're able to fly this drone indoors also and get incredible shots that you were never able to get before.
Oh yeah.
No, and that's that full frame 8K X9 Air that we're looking at right now. That's the camera mounted on the bottom of that.
8K.
Yes, sir. And fully RAW capable as well. Yeah. So that's a professional grade cinema camera on a flying camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. What kind of storage does it have?
You have a hot swappable 1 terabyte SSD.
Okay.
And that actually mounts in the top of the drone now. Yeah. So unlike the last generation where you had to pull it out of the back and move the batteries out of the way, this actually has a compartment on the top that you pop open so you can really easily switch out your SSD card.
Oh, and
also for users that have the Ronin 4D already, it's the same SSD card. So they're actually interchangeable between Ronin 4D and Inspire 3.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that. Didn't know that at all. Well, that's excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we got more questions. I'm going to turn this over to Tom.
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to start doing the filming.
Okay.
And Tom is more interested in public safety with Avata. Okay. Good. Hey, Donovan, pleasure, man. So one thing I'm starting to realize is how useful a drone like the Avata can be used by public safety in confined spaces.
Absolutely.
Okay? So if you have a structural collapse, before you put public safety members at risk, being able to go in and visualize and try to map out and provide the incident command with more information. So have you guys thought about enterprise use of that Avata yet?
We actually have many enterprise partners already that are using Avata. a lot in the first generation because the protected prop guards and the video signal, the ability for the video signal to penetrate into buildings and through walls has been so incredible that not only for what you're talking about, but firefighting and law enforcement, DJI has a lot of enterprise partners in those fields. And the same thing, like a lot of some friends of ours in the police department were telling me that in situations that they used to send a police dog in, now they're using Avata to do that, and they're no longer putting that officer's life at risk until they can assess the situation. To me, that's an incredible use case that we hadn't even originally thought of, because the purpose of Avata is so that people can enjoy flying, right? To experience the joy of flight. That's the whole idea behind it is that idea. The fact that people are actually using it in other ways that could save lives, that just takes it to a whole other level.
Well, now that you've added the Wi-Fi capability to the Avata, being able to stream that information right to the incident commander is amazing. The New York City Fire Department had an incident where there was a parking garage that had collapsed and pancaked. And you know, they have the Boston Dynamics dog, they could send that in, but they had chose to send in that original Avata because the ability to finesse that through tight spaces, right? And now with this new Avata 2, which I own and love the heck out of it, okay? And I use that motion controller 3 because I find it to be so immersive.
Right.
It's such an immersive experience, and it's very natural to use that.
Sure.
Once you realize you don't have to flail around, right? I mean,
that's by design. The way that you're kind of pointing and clicking, right? Like this is a design that kind of anybody can wrap their head around. So instead of trying to explain to somebody a throttle stick, an elevator stick, an aileron stick, and getting them to wrap their heads around that, you're literally saying, okay, point the cursor and pull the trigger, right? Like that is a huge step towards literally anybody being able to pick this up, from a 5-year-old kid to your grandmother will be able to pick up this drone.
Well, we all become fighter pilots, right?
Yes.
I mean, you know, that you don't expect somebody sitting in an F-16 to work 2 joysticks, right? So, you know, it's a more immersive feel. And I'll tell you, the Easy Acro is a blast.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
You know, you've brought fun to a new level.
I'm so glad you're enjoying it.
You know, not all of us have to travel the same road to get to the same place, right?
Yes.
I mean, the one reason I didn't get into FPV was because I enjoyed flying.
Right.
The tinkering side of it, I didn't want that to occupy 80% of my time.
Yeah.
Now with something like the Avata, I can fly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the idea behind Avata is that no matter where you are on your drone journey, if there's a spot where Avata is going to fly the way that you're flying currently, right? So if you're a beginner right off the bat, you can pick up an Avata and it'll fly like a Mavic, right? Like you can use the full assist, it'll fly smooth and soft. If you're on the other end of the spectrum and you want to fly full manual mode, Avata allows you to do that as well, and every step in between. So the whole idea is, if I'm new to drone and my ultimate goal is I want to get to being a great acro pilot, but I don't want to spend hundreds of hours repairing my crashes, which I've definitely been there. I can kind of work my way through each step until I'm comfortable. I can use a simulator. I can fly that drone and know that I'm not going to be spending most of my time replacing or repairing that drone. I'm going to spend most of my time enjoying flying.
And even when I bounce it into things,
Yes.
it still wants to take off on the next flight.
Of course, yes.
So, I think that, owning the original FPV drone, my concern was durability.
Right.
Especially not being an FPV pilot, right? So that was a concern. When the first Avata came out, that kind of allayed those concerns.
Yeah, I think with the original DJI FPV, it was so tempting for people to kind of jump forward because that drone's a rocket, right? So I think that even though it's designed to have you kind of take your small steps towards, you're able to fly that drone at 80 miles an hour in full acro mode, so many people just kind of like within a week would try to jump, and I think that's a lot of why Avata, that next generation, that's why you saw prop cards. That's why you saw it being tuned down, because for everybody to enjoy, that it makes a lot more sense for a drone like Avata to be the drone that is the drone for everyone than a drone that is a race drone, essentially, which is what DJI FPV is.
Well, you opened up a whole indoor arena now with that drone. Being able to use that drone now in settings that we'd be more reluctant to use than before.
Yeah, and that's kind of the Cinewhip side of the drone world, right? And that's something that a lot of DIY guys have been doing for a lot of years, because there's something kind of thrilling about being able to fly under your couch, you know, and see the dust bunnies, you know, move out of the way, right? Like, I get it. I've built many myself. And so that idea, like what I'm willing to do with Avata, I mean, in the beta testing, I have so much fun. I'm flying up creek beds, you know, the new sensor and the HD FPV, I can see those little tiny branches. I'm not worried about hitting them. They're not invisible anymore. And so, you know, I can explore in ways that I've never been able to do before, because I've got incredible video range and penetration. I've got crystal clear HD FPV. And so I'm just there having the blast, because I'm seeing things that I've never been able to see with my own eyes. Around a corner, up on a ridge, what's up around the bend on that river. And that's really where Avata shines in a way that no other drone does, because like you said, if I hit a branch or a tree, it's okay.
Right.
I'm not gonna have to go now walk a mile and pick up my drone, you know, figure out where it is. Like, I have total confidence that I'll be able to fly, enjoy my time, and if it's about flying fast, I can do that. If it's about, for me, it's honestly more about exploring. I love to go have the drone take me places that I can't get on my own.
Exactly.
Right? Like, that's the part I love the most.
And, you know, the one other thing that calls out to me is the fact that this makes using a drone in the marine environment easier also, because you basically streamline the bottom of that drone to where I have high confidence in being able to hand catch it. And when you're on the back of a boat, and you know, you always got to worry about that landing area. Now I can control that.
Yeah, and that's a really good example of something that, if you're not familiar with the last generation, you might not understand why people are really thrilled with these things, right? So it's a really great example of how DJI takes user feedback into consideration with every iteration and every generation. Because people specifically told us, oh, the way the landing gear is on this version, it'd be great if I could just hand catch it this way, or I want to have it flatter so I can take off more. That's why the design has changed, to try to meet those needs, right? And for people that are loyal to DJI and fans of DJI, they're the ones that really see in each generation, oh, they did it, they fixed it, they listened, right? So I tell people all the time, they say like, oh, it'd be great if, you know, whatever version of a product, it'd be great if it did blank, right? I say, email DJI. Like that, they will take it into consideration. Like, those notes matter. And
so as a DJI fanboy, I'm going to give you two things on my wish list with the Avata 2.
Sure.
Okay? So number one is allow me to use easy acro in sport mode.
Yes. Yeah.
And number two, allow me to go faster in sport mode than you limit me to right now.
Well, I mean, what I will say is that both of your asks are firmware related, so they could be done in a future firmware update. So the tough part for us with a drone like Avata and Avata 2 is trying to find kind of the middle ground where everybody's going to be happy, right? So like if you want just full max throttle, then you're kind of in like full manual mode, right? But like, I love sport mode because I still have the freedom to let the drone assist my flight, but I can feel like I'm flying really fast, right? So we do so much testing. You would not believe how much testing we do to try to figure out kind of the Goldilocks area for how we design the motor speeds and how quickly the drone accelerates and decelerates. So that stuff, if we hear enough feedback like that, they will usually release. And that's another huge benefit from DJI too, is that when we release a firmware update, we're not just fixing a bug. Like, we do that too, but we're releasing new features. We're enhancing. And that's not something a lot of other technology companies do. You know, so people are excited about our firmware updates. Like, where else in the tech industry are people like, oh, I can't wait? You know?
We all pull back from those. So, Opart, you heard it here. Okay, come on, get on my wish list here and get some feedback in. But the thing is, being able to like chase ATVs and tests and stuff like that. But hey, Donovan, great information. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
Donovan, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Absolutely.
This is great. We're planning. We'll turn it off now.
Well,
That was a
was
great
great.
session. Huh? Yeah.
Yes, thanks, Tom. Thanks for jumping in. I mean, I think you added to that interview where we can, get different points of view. I'm looking at it from strictly the old fart, hobbyist, and you can look at it from the, life-saving perspective.
But don't forget, I'm having a blast myself. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is.
And for the naysayers out there who say you can only fly with the FPV remote, this is immersive. This is incredibly immersive. It was funny because we were out this weekend with both Ken Dono, Original Dovo, and Sean Oz, World of Oz.
Yep.
Bob and I took a long drive into California and got to fly at Lake Dolores. And, Sean had a blast with this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on 1 second there, Tom. Hold on. I've got that queued up. Hold on. It's just a little brief intro here, but just let me, here we go. And boom.
Hi, fellow old farts.
Here we go.
We're out here, what used to be called Lake Dolores here, an abandoned water park outside of Southern California on the way to...
There's Dono.
We're Ken Dono here, Sean Oz, and Tom Dowling there. So we're gonna fly around here. They're flying these Avata gizmos here. Look at all the grass stains on this sucker. Yes,
you got to change your props when you get a nick.
No, you got to change it when it's caked up with stuff. Yeah, all good. Good.
So
who's out in force here?
Tom, that was great. So Tom got to fly. This is Tom's Tom's video here of
this is what they call the lazy river, and those of you that follow my channel know that I crashed my original Avata out here, not once but twice. Okay. And thank God for Ken's rib riders that saved me. That was Ken's drone that just flew over me.
Yeah, that was Dono's drone.
And this is without stabilization. So I screwed up while I had the drone out here. I use gyro flow. So I shut off EIS or the rock steady. But I happen to be in ultra wide. And when I went to go bring this footage back into gyro flow, it didn't see a profile because in the Avata 2, like the Avata, the original, you have to have EIS shut off and you have to be in wide mode. And when you do that, then DJI saves the gyro information to the file. But still, all in all, even without stabilization, okay, this is raw footage, by the way. This is not color graded or anything. And I have to say, it's sharp. The colors are great. This is in D-Log. Okay, this is normal. I did trim the hedges there. So I did come back myself with some organic material on the ducks. But this, it's so much fun to fly. A little quick story. We handed it to Bob to fly. Bob thought he was going for the NASA astronaut program. Bob, you know what it was? Bob was afraid to crash my drone, okay? Knowing that I had crashed one out here before. So Bob gained a bit of altitude. And then when I heard the battery warning going off, I took the controls and the goggles back from Bob and realized if he went any higher, we'd have to report him to the FAA. Okay, but we had a blast out there, and you know what? We don't plan on having any scheduled events on Sunday during the Vegas drone meetup. And I'll tell you, Ken couldn't stop pestering us about, hey, let's all come out here on Sunday. You know, those that rented cars, people can carpool. We'll come down here. Because who doesn't love a great bando to fly in, right? And a bando that was a water park. I mean, it's going to be
a lot of interesting stuff. It has
a
such
lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Amazing graffiti. Many graffiti artists have taken to this place to decorate it and to just just to really make this. I mean, obviously, we're not the only ones that enjoy this place. We pulled up, and there was one guy sitting there flying an Avata. When we arrived, and we had driven 2 hours to get there.
Yeah.
Is that your phone, Tom?
Yeah, that was me. I just canceled it.
Yeah. So it was pretty crazy. So here's a little bit. Okay, you can see a little bit, kind of a little more view. This was a giant slide a water slide that came down into a lake, and you just see the pillars left of the giant slide. And
that's what I crashed into the second time, and that's what sent me home with my original Avata.
It's a pretty amazing little spot here. This is from my Mini 3 Pro, and I just everybody else was flying with goggles. I was the only one not, until Tom decided to put some goggles on my face. And I have to tell you, I actually did a flip, and I did a drift 180, and I did a flip both ways. He said, "Move your thumb the other way. Move your thumb the other way." I mean, it was like, wow, this is great, And I mean, it was, and you hear that drone go, when it does that. So I was really wigged out here. So this is pushing the Mini 3 up to the top here, kind of give you an overview. I mean, we're out in the middle of nowhere.
The middle of the Mojave Desert, folks.
Yes, there is not much. That's I-15. You see the traffic out there.
And this was a thriving water park for almost 20-something years.
Yeah. It was opened in 1962, and I took my stepson there when he was about 12 years old. We drove out here, and he had a blast. We had a good time out here. It was,
Bob is old. Yes, Bob is old.
Yep. I actually, enjoyed this place when it was open, So, that's so kind of seeing my little video. So anyway, speaking of places to go during the Vegas drone meetup, Tom has a video queued up here. Most of you know Red Rock singular.
Or have heard of it.
There's a Red Rocks concert park in Boulder, Colorado, which they often get confused.
The Red Rock Amphitheater.
Yeah, Red Rock Amphitheater, and Red Rock is a national recreation area here in Las Vegas. There are multiple defined areas within a 13-mile loop that
Scenic
you
drive.
can stop at and hike out. And 2 of those areas, they are restricting drone flight, even though it is a national park, national recreation area. You can fly drones there. And so Tom was able to take some people out yesterday, was it?
Yeah. We took some friends that haven't been there before, and we brought them out. And I mean, the place is larger than life, of course. And again, this is raw video. This is straight out of
And
the
this
Avata
is
2.
about a 40-minute drive from the hotel.
Right. It does require during certain parts of the year, like now through the end of May, and then again beginning in September, you do have to make a reservation to enter. You basically go online and you make a reservation. Now, I'm fortunate enough to have a senior lifetime pass, so I don't have to pay the entry fee, but the entry fee isn't that bad.
No.
And the reservation costs you I think it's $8. But and then the reservation costs you $2. But you get a 3D barcode, and when you get up to the gate, you show it to them. And that's to make sure that they don't have too many people in there at one time. But once you have a reservation and you go in, you can stay as long as you want. Okay, so there's no issue there. Beautiful place. It's a 13-mile scenic drive. It probably has close to 10 different areas to park in and explore along that the 13-mile scenic drive.
A great place, like if you have an Insta360.
Phenomenal!
It
just
is
to
like,
drive it with an
amazing
Insta360 out the window. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But
again, I flew that with the Motion 3 controller. I flew it both in normal and in sport mode. And yes, I did a bunch of flips and a bunch of drifts and some spins, and you know, and it's fun. Like I said earlier, is we don't all have to travel the same road to get to a place. So we can enjoy it based on how we want to enjoy it. But again, a great time. And Bob, what a great show you had today.
Oh, good. I'm gonna put
you got a couple more things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think there's something you definitely have to talk about.
I'm going to drop the StreamYard link into the chat here.
Good.
If anybody wants to jump in. So I had, as you know, lots of people. If you just the chat, the link's in the chat now. Okay, if you want to jump in, please jump in. But I have to tell you, I have one thing for our community, our friends here. I want to talk about, almost 2 years ago. Yeah, a little more than 2 years ago. We got the devastating news that my wife was diagnosed with colon cancer, and we were a few weeks from a big trip that we were going to take to Italy and enjoy that. And so she was, we were scared. We were thrilled that we seemed to find the right medical professionals to adequately handle this. And it was, truly great. But today, after 2 years and lots of hard work on her part and many office visits and many uncomfortable times, I'm going to just put it that way, I would like to let Audrey make the announcement there.
Well, thanks, dear.
Yeah.
I know he's told me that so many of you have been praying in whatever way you do for me. And so I wanted to say how much I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. And on Thursday, I got the results of the PET scan and the final of the 3 blood tests. And I'm cancer-free at this moment, and I want you to know.
Yay. Thanks. We are so happy, honey. I was, at some point I was in tears thinking, I lost my wife, and
no, he was a complete and utter stress case. I, on the other hand, was really quite determined I was going to.
You were the rock, Audrey. You were the rock.
She is.
I was definitely not finished. I have a lot to do and still do, and so I told him, go chant some more Daimoku, honey, 'cause you need to calm down and get on the right path here. So
Yep.
anyway, but I just truly wanted to say how much I appreciate all of your thoughts and wishes and prayers, and thank you so much. And I'll give you hugs in person in November.
Yay!
And you know what? Audrey is part of this community. She is part of this community. And let me tell you, apparently hasn't slowed it down, because trying to herd her and Bob at NAB was a job in itself. Okay?
Yes.
Oh, we had a great time. I want to
we
bring
sure
in
did.
Jeff Norman.
Okay, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you all.
Hi, Jeff.
Audrey,
Hey
always
there.
a pleasure, sweetheart.
I might be an old fart, but I still have to work. But most importantly is Audrey, such
Me
great
too.
news having
Thank you.
Thank you.
all of us
Thank you.
have had
Oh,
an experience, a close call or something significantly worse in our own families.
yes.
I'm very happy to hear that for her. Very,
Oh,
very happy.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes. She says thank you. She's, she had to undergo surgeries, and she had to undergo, a lot of treatments that were not comfortable at all. And we are thrilled that, she's come out, as always, the winner.
And like I said, they have a few years on me, Jeff. I was exhausted. I was exhausted after NAB with these two. Okay,
The Energizer Bunny, at least Bob
I
is.
tell you.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, please. And I'm sorry. I gotta say, Jeff. If Audrey doesn't know everybody, she's making it her point to know everybody.
Yep.
Oh yes.
Okay, because she's stopping people left and right, and the next thing I know, they're hugging and they're exchanging numbers, and it was really a sight to see.
That's great.
Yes, that's my darling.
Yeah.
She her motto is she never has enough friends.
My
She
wife
never has enough friends.
My wife has fallen in love with these two, not just because she can see eye to eye with Bob. Okay,
We're
but
the same height. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Okay. And that's a funny one. So one of the people, and he didn't show the video, but one of the people that we got to meet, this gentleman gave us a tour of all their stuff. I mean, from the Ronin to everything else. But the interview started out with this gentleman down on his knees, because if I'm not mistaken, he's 6'5".
Wow.
Okay. Now I got them both in frame at that point, right? And all of a sudden he goes to stand up, and I have to start backing up, and I bounce into somebody from DJI, and I said, "Excuse me." He goes, "Oh no, yeah, you definitely got to step back much further to get those two in frame." Okay.
Hey, you can do like those rooms that distort your perspective.
Yeah. The
guy
mirrors.
stand 10 feet away, and Bob stand like 4 feet away.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay.
Yeah, it was truly a fun time there. I really don't think that's. I got it recorded. I think it's still on my camera.
Yeah, no, you'll have to grab that, but you'll have to show that someday.
That'll be on the channel here soon. There's a fun video with. He is from his name was Brent. Was it right?
Yeah,
Brent?
I believe it was Brent. Yeah.
And he's a PR representative of DJI, and like I say, they had a crew that was there, that was in force. I mean, if you wanted to speak with somebody from DJI, there was absolutely no problem just walking up and starting a conversation with any one of 30, 40 people on the floor there. And they were very visible and very accessible. And you wanted to see a demonstration of any DJI product, they were there to put it into your hands. It was really, that's the way the situation was.
you gotta talk about Regina. I mean, Regina, she is a doll. She just is so warm and inviting. You know, we got to speak with Regina, and Regina
Yes.
runs PR. And boy, Jeff, you missed out. What a swag bag I got.
Really?
Okay.
Well,
I thought I
can't
thought I was at
go.
the Oscars. I thought I was at the Oscars, bro.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Regina and I have had multiple conversations because she's interested. She's the head of public relations in the United States, and
Right.
she's very interested in some of our stories. Like Bill Grace. Like a lot of the other senior citizens who have kind of found a new life flying drones,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
what the positive story is of DJI. She is well aware of everything that's going on in Old Farts with Drones, and as the head of PR, most of the PR people that we've talked to, they say, "Oh no, Regina's our boss." That's anyway. But Regina greeted us when we arrived at the booth with hugs and kisses, and then she goes, "Oh, let me go get you the swag bag," and
Yep.
it wasn't a little bag; it was
No,
a
it
big
wasn't.
bag.
It
And
wasn't.
and it was very, very nice.
Yeah, very nice, very nice.
I had
And
no
we
idea that
we got.
DJI has a Lego set.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah. We have a collector's edition now. Yep.
We have a DJI Lego set.
Thousands of pieces, by the way, thousands.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you know what? We got to talk to her, of course, about the November meetup, but we also talked to her about the South Florida drone meetup.
Yes.
And how great that turnout was, and
she wanted to hear
great,
every bit
the
about
great
what
work that Ray and Johnny and the whole committee from South Florida on, and your presentation, Jeff, and all of that.
Yeah.
We
heard
we,
all
we
about that.
we couldn't talk enough about it. And she was thrilled. She was tickled pink, and she was like, the warmth that comes out of this community, she feels all the time, and it's appreciated. They're not just a big business. There's people behind the scenes, and being able to converse with them and share stories and hear where they're looking to go. So I'm going to mention again, make sure you tell them you want easy acro in sport mode, and you want to be able to go up to 50 miles an hour in sport mode. Okay. You want to be able to chase those cars and handrails.
They have put a governor on the Avata 2 in sport mode.
Yeah. Off camera.
Yes.
I was told again that remember, feedback makes things happen.
Absolutely.
And those two items I mentioned are firmware controlled.
Right. In other words, the hardware can definitely do it. It's just a matter of whether they choose to put it in there because they want to limit accidents, but they want to give people the freedom to do things that they know they can do. So
I was told that the actuaries have already analyze the request I've made. Okay, so it's all possible. Again, reach out. Okay.
Yeah.
Just reach out, drop them an email.
I saw Lauren was in the chat earlier.
I don't.
I have a little story that maybe I should tell him offline here, but he was in here earlier. Here, I do see. Hey. Capture Life Connection is in the chat room. Imagine
but unfortunately, he says he's on the road. We can't. I don't know what it is. We're gonna have to do a background on him. He does not want to appear on screen. What's up, Stevie? What's up, buddy?
Also, the first time I met him, I said, "All right, Stevie Bronx, that's your persona." Lots of people have, LL Cool J and But what's your real name? That's my name, Stevie Bronx. So you're gonna have a hard time actually figuring out who he is.
No. I'll tell you, he's a genuine person, and the thing is, he's such a family guy too. Jeff. Yeah, I've been out so many times I've been out with Stevie and his son is there, and just having a good time, and then if you watch his videos and all, the family's always traveling with him,
right?
He and me and Eddie have flown with him, Anthony, Charles, and Dee, and we would get together, and it's just he's one of those people, man. He what? That's what we find in this community. Is a bunch of those people, okay, and that's what makes this so much fun.
Felt like in Florida. That's what it felt like everywhere else. It's what it feels like when just a few local guys here in Las Vegas.
When we were out with Ken and when we were out with Sean, telling stories and just having a good time and breaking bread and flying, and then like Bob said, when we were out at Lake Dolores, we happened upon another Avada flyer who just happened to be there. And he came over to us. We started talking. Guess what? Retired firefighter out of LA County. So him and I got along right away. And again, joined Old Farts, is coming to the November meetup. Okay. I let him try the Avada 2.
He's already sent me messages, and we are, it is truly, an amazing situation here.
When do you pull up to a Corvette meetup and let a stranger jump in your Corvette and take it for a drive? Really? Come on now. That's what's different about this.
There are definitely some communities that are much more open. I remember when all three of my kids, my two daughters played softball, my son played baseball, and there was a lot of a family feeling among the people, not only in your own kids' clubs, but when you met with others who you were playing against. And there are a bunch of hobbies like this, but the drone hobby definitely. I mean, I went out with a guy on Long Island. I knew him online. First time I actually saw him, he said, "Here, fly my Avada," and I went, "Wait." He says, "No, be fine. You've been flying for years," and it was fine. It was,
Yeah.
So yes,
at the first drone meetup in Florida that I went to, which was 2 years ago, I guess. Anyway, an FPV guy said, "Do you want to fly it?" And he was flying the regular FPV, and I had never ever put goggles on in my life, and he said to me, "If you crash, you're not responsible. I totally take responsibility." He says, "You're going to enjoy it." And he says, "But I want you to lean up against this pillar before I let you start." And I said, "Okay." And he put that original Goggles 2 on my face. And, he never knew me from Adam. He never saw me or heard of me or anything before.
Right.
And just put his FPV drone in my hands. And I'm out flying around sailboats, and enjoying the hell out of it, So all good.
It's definitely a different experience, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely. Yes. Definitely. So I think, Bob, we want to end up talking about the November meetup a little, just to mention it a little
bit.
To do one thing. I had this idea just about a week before I went to Florida, among the 50,000 things I had to put into the presentation. And it was a common thing we all talk about is when people who really don't understand the hobby, the rules, the laws, stop us. Frequently they're known as Karens. They talk a lot and they really don't know a lot. And they're bothered by us being there, but they really have no reason to be bothered by us being there because we're following all the rules. So I don't have one with me, but I came out with a shirt that says on the back, notice, "Do not disturb pilot while in flight." And on the front, it says Anti-Karen Drone Society.
Yes.
And there's a woman pointing.
One of those shirts.
Has one of them. Bob has one of those shirts. But due to popular demand. Okay. Due to popular demand, that was actually going to go offline as of tomorrow. But if you want to go to antikarendronesociety.com, you can order a shirt online. We got the brotherhood has to stick together.
Can you pull one up?
What?
Can you pull one up? Can you put it on the screen?
Sure. Let me do that right now.
No, do it.
All right, I'll put it on this browser and pull it up. That's right. You're Karen.
Yeah. I mean, I can go dig in the laundry here to pull mine out here.
Okay, here we are. Boom. Present. Share screen.
Yay.
Share screen. Open settings.
Hey, Jackie's in the chat. Hi. Oh, I hope you guys can watch this later. Hi, Warren. Jackie's going down the list, and Brian Mack is in the chat there, and RJ, Ron Johnson from a couple weeks ago, he's in the chat.
I'll be right back, by the way, because I have to quit.
Dre was in the
Dre's
chat.
There.
Yeah, we got it. Oh, Steve's there. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have to jump off at 1:30, Bob, because I still have to put pants on. Okay. And
I got pants on.
And I'm not standing up, Bob. Okay. Still taller than you, Bob. Sit back down. There. While Jeff is looking for that,
Jeff's back here.
We'll touch on the. You got him back. Good.
Yeah, we got Jeff back there.
That's the hat. And that's the shirt.
Put it full screen. Put it full screen.
All right, give me a second. Yeah, there we go.
You got a shot in the back.
Drone pilots against uninformed complainers.
Yeah.
So several people asked me to keep it up online and available. It's direct to people that make it.
And that was antidronesociety.com.
Anti-Karen.
Dronesociety.com.
Anti-Karen Drone Society.
Yes.
Show the URL. Okay, yes. Is there a hyphen in there? Scroll down because I think it was at the bottom of this screen, wasn't it?
It's
the graphic.
Let's see.
Okay. No,
it's all the way. There is no hyphen. It's just
Anti-Karen Drone Society.com. Got it.
Okay, cool.
Good deal.
Thanks.
That's all the way on
That's
the top,
great.
right up there. All the way on the
top.
That's
great. Yeah, we got to stick together there. We got to stick
together because it's
supporting each other. That's right.
I have
together for the DJI and to support them because they're just they're obviously the biggest drone manufacturer, but there are other things like cell phones that we can be told that we can't use.
That's what I said earlier, right? Was if they take our drones away today, it's our cell phones tomorrow. So
yes, and then the computers. And then the washer and dryer and the refrigerator. And if they're going to do this,
I came across two pamphlets, Bob. You can put the screen back. I have two pamphlets that are available. I'm going to make them available, the links to them. I got to track that down.
Okay.
But it's actually a pamphlet to give to Joe and Jane Citizen. And a pamphlet to give, because I didn't want to say Karen, a pamphlet to give to law enforcement when you fly in. And it's an educational pamphlet, okay? And it goes over what we can and can't do and what we're trying to do and realize we're not spying on you.
No.
If you're curious about that, ask. We'll show you the screen.
Right.
Okay? And that's really, I'll tell you, I get more people, Jeff, that are curious from a good standpoint than I get Karens.
Right.
And you know what? All of us in the community, we're ambassadors.
Yes.
Okay? And it's how we approach it. If somebody gets in your face, here's what I say. I always say, look, I'll definitely speak with you. Just let me land my drone.
Yes.
After I land my drone, I will have a conversation with you. But let me be safe and land my drone first.
Cockpits are locked on airplanes because it is illegal. It is a federal crime to disturb a pilot while they are piloting an aircraft.
Yes.
Is it exactly the same for us? Well, it's close enough that if they cause a problem, that they're the ones who are going to have the federal authorities look at them.
Right.
it's not safe. Happy to talk with you. Happy to talk with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And educate you and show you. And there are many, many, many more people that are climbing on ladders and using telescopes and binoculars than there are drone pilots. Because of, I used to train baseball a lot, and shortstops would go behind the runner at second and do this. And I go, if you're a ninja and you want to kill someone, are you going to go behind them and go, I'm going to kill you? No, right. You sneak up on them. So someone is trying to get a picture of you. Why would you take a drone with a wide angle lens, go right up to my window and go, zzz? You're going to use a telescope or a binocular or a ladder or something from far away when you have no idea. A drone is really not a best tool for sneaking up on someone because it's too freaking noisy, even the latest of ones. So
exactly. It's education, and education. Yeah. And again, as a segue, education is one of the things we're looking to do during the November meetup.
Yes.
Right, Bob? So
exactly.
Bob's going to get up the site with pre-registration information.
Yes.
And a pre-registration sign up. Bob, you want to explain that?
Sure. Quick? We're gonna ask. Right at the moment here, we are not in a position to say, you got to pay for lunch on Saturday, or some sponsor is paying for lunch on Saturday. We're not in that position yet to say that, or the transportation from one place to the other. And we also have heard from a lot of people who say, listen, I would like to come, but I'd like to share a room with somebody. These are beautiful, beautiful rooms that, you can have multiple people in a room and be comfortable. And so it would behoove us to find out if you'd like to come by yourself and share a room with someone, or if you'd like to come and share the cost of renting a car with someone, or a group. I mean, 3 or 4 people could split the cost of a car, and then
likely
you would have the ability to go where you want to go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is a big city. We have transportation alternatives here. We also we got Uber, we got Lyft, we got taxis, we got all that stuff. But renting a car might be cheaper. And give you a lot more freedom. And like you said, we plan on having a get together on Friday night. Okay, those that come in early, we'll get together with you to go fly someplace. But we don't
Thursday
have Thursday, Friday. You come in on Tuesday, I'll find some place to go fly with you. But the thing is, we plan on having a meet and greet get together on Friday night, and then have a nice schedule on Saturday. Nothing Saturday night, and actually we're freewheeling it on Sunday. Like, Ken wants to take a whole caravan out to fly the Bando water park. That's great. But we want people, we've heard from multiple people saying, hey, I'm coming to Vegas. I've never been there before. Am I going to have time to do some Las Vegas stuff? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And it is a long weekend for some people because Monday is Veterans Day. Okay. I know besides myself, there'll be a bunch of veterans. There'll be a bunch of veterans in our community that will be coming to the event. Yeah. So, we'll look to do something on that Monday probably too. But again, we plan to put together a nice full schedule beginning early Saturday morning until late in the afternoon on Saturday. And then, hey, everybody's on their own at that point. And if we have a bunch of rental cars, we'll definitely taking that spin down I-15 into California to do some flying.
Okay, cool.
Excellent.
Okay, so we are also going to have multiple other shorter trips that you can take out of, in the vicinity, under an hour from the hotel.
15 minutes from the hotel.
You can actually get to a legal place 15 minutes away from the hotel. And so there will be ample opportunity to find a place to fly.
I want to clear up one other thing, because this is you know, somebody was putting it out there that we're going to make you sign the statement that you won't fly on the strip.
Oh.
No, 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 no.
You're all on
You
your
want to
own.
fly on the strip? You're on your own. What what was misinterpreted is the fact that you'll have to sign your life away to fly the strip. I mean, on your own. I mean, you'll need to get your advanced authorization. You'll need to be a Part 107. Okay, if you're flying from any casino property, and you'll be surprised what counts as casino property, you better get in contact with them well ahead of time. And I strongly, strongly, strongly urge you to have insurance, because the strip abuts directly up to, Reed International Airport. And Reed International Airport is an international airport. If you stop air traffic, yeah, the FAA will give you a nice smack. Metro PD will probably take your drone away and give you a desk appearance ticket. But I bet you American, United, Delta, Southwest, Alaskan, and the list goes on, will probably try to sue your pants for lost revenue. Okay?
If they have to stop
if they have to stop air traffic, that means air traffic across the country gets delayed at one point in time. So all we're saying to you is, hey, Vic Moss has flown the strip. Other people have flown the strip legally. You can do it.
You can do
legally. But that has nothing to do with us.
And you're going to provide some guidelines for people that haven't done
We're going to give you, we're going to put up some informational.
I have a site that's up on the screen right now.
Yeah, this right here, Las Vegas and Henderson. Okay.
This is Don Hill. He's put this together. If you go to
part of our committee,
there is every detail that you need to know about flying in just about every single spot within the Las Vegas Valley here. And so,
he's an
and
amazing clearinghouse of information.
There are multiple city parks, county parks that they've made available for drone flying.
Yes.
And there are multiple areas that you can see. Of course, you can use before you fly, or a loft,
you can look
or
at sectional maps. You can see
or whatever. You can use that also to see where. But
we got tons of GS space around us. You know, we got all of that. So
there is now, if you travel north out of Las Vegas, you're going to run into military operation areas. Okay, the Nellis Air Force Base is the largest fighter jet Air Force base, I believe, in the world, and there is a lot of air traffic coming in and out of Nellis Air Force Base, and but there is a lot of area outside of Las Vegas, an hour outside of Las Vegas, 45 minutes outside of Las Vegas, and I'm going to illustrate in our pre-sign up some of these areas that you might want to investigate. And so we're hopefully we're going to have a method of saying, I want to go to this place on Sunday.
Correct.
And that's what I want to do. And then we'll be able to figure out a way to get you to that place.
Right. We will not be providing driving directions to Area 51.
No.
Okay. But we will also be providing locations for those that might want to think about RVing it into here.
Yeah.
Places to put their RVs, whether it's in RV parks or if they want to boondock while they're here, because we have a lot of BLM, Bureau Land Management property surrounds us here.
Nomads are welcome.
Where a nomad can stay for 2 weeks at a time before having to move 30 miles. Okay. With that, Bob, I'm going to be jumping off because
I think we're all going to bail out here, guys.
I got to take my bride for lunch. Okay.
All right.
Lunch.
Jeff.
It's 4:34. Lord me alone.
Well, that's your problem, Jeff.
real world time, as my friend in Texas always used to say. It's 3:44 real world time. All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. We're gonna say goodnight. Thank you all. This has been a wonderful long show here, and I appreciate all the guys still hanging in here. We still got 16 people staying in here, and we're gonna talk to you all here soon. And thanks again for everything.
Be well. See you soon, guys. Looking forward to everything.
Bye bye.
Take care, guys.
Okay.